Hey, this is Tamako. Welcome back to Railing. In the previous episode, we extended the Explorer's line westbound by building the Jungle Islands interchange station, as well as the Jungle Islands MTR boat loop around that area. Today, we're going to continue extending the Explorer's line by building some underwater railroad stations over here. This one is at the raid farm, and the next one's going to be behind me at the Stronghold Ladder. So, how did we get here from the Jungle Islands interchange station then? Well, have a look. Alright, so the very first step here is to go underwater. Unfortunately, the rail nodes are not waterproof, so I have to put them in that temporary cobblestone box there, so I could use a tunnel creator to right click on both ends to make the tunnels, because that's 10 times faster than digging by hand. Also gives a little bit of a guide with the curves, which is really hard to do by hand. But yeah, we have quite a gentle slope here thanks to the large amount of area despite coming from a relatively high elevation, and fortunately the area around there is quite stony, quite hilly, and we don't have to have really high hanging bridges. It's actually quite close to the ground, which is quite nice. And speaking of the bridge, I'm just using a very simple style here, a bunch of stone slabs, because this is going to be a long one. As you can see, the raid farm and the distance there, so just wanted to make it easier on myself. And I'm also not sure what happened to the MTR blocks there. That's supposed to be station colored glass, but I think that's like colored smooth stone. But oh well, you're gonna see a bit of that throughout the replays. But yeah, those are just placed in the middle to fill in the gaps, so I can also place in some torches. That's the area that is not necessarily covered with the rail in the middle of the bridge there. Coming into this tunnel, I think there's a bit of a lake here, so trying to clear the water out and hold it off with some glass in the ceiling, because I like to keep an open space to the environment. But yeah, again, something very simple on the walls. It's just a bunch of stone bricks, which we will use throughout the whole build actually. But yeah, for the ceiling, I just tried to follow the remains of the tunnel creator, so we have a roughly even ceiling there with the glass. Back to the stone bridge we talked about before, here's another perspective. You can see the gap is quite minimal as mentioned before. So yeah, I came back here to add some edges to the bridge using stone bricks, similar to the bridge coming into the Jungle Islands interchange station made in the previous episode. I think it makes more sense to have some railing there, and it looks pretty good. It looks a bit awkward with the bridge just being a flat plane, curved plane going down there without any borders. Added some supporting pillars there on the side, as well as some light on the edges near where the supporting pillars are. Didn't show it here, but I will be clearing the water with some sponge when I can. I had to go back between the nether and whatnot, so I won't show all of it because replay mod really doesn't like it when I do that. But yeah, over here I'm just putting some slabs to smoothen out the gradient. It does make it look a lot better. Less floaty areas on the rails. I mean, there's still some, but it's definitely a lot better with that. And here we finally get into the open ocean. And yeah, initially I tried to work without water breathing potions, but it was a total nightmare. So I ended up giving in and making some so much easier. Although I initially messed up the recipes, thinking that gunpowder would actually extend the duration. That's redstone, gunpowder just makes it splash. Anyway, thought it was something a bit funny. But here I'm just using a pattern to get in the ceiling. Instead of having it all glass, I just have 2 layers of glass on the sides, or I guess blocks, I don't know what to call it. So I don't have glass throughout the whole thing because that's going to be very wasteful. So in the middle, I just have a little bit of stone bricks to cover up the area. The point is, hopefully with this alignment, you'll be able to see some of the trains going by from the surface, because that's roughly above the rails. And also notice on the sides, it's a bit dark. Don't worry, I'll use night vision later. But you have some glass at the 3rd block above the sea level. That's actually where the windows are on the train. So again, saving some glass here. That's where hopefully you'll be able to look outside. Because if I made this whole thing a glass thing, that's just way too much glass. And hopefully the underwater area outside would be more visible once we have sea lanterns from the Guardian farm. Unfortunately, I don't know why my brain didn't think of this earlier, but I didn't use the tunnel creator yet under the water. So we have some annoying bits of sand that I had to clear out, unfortunately. But yeah, another thing that made this difficult without using a tunnel creator is estimating the curves, because we are not going in a straight line, because I want to be horizontal in front of the raid farm so that we can go towards the Stronghold Ladder in a straight line. And the position of the Jungle Islands interchange station was just not the best there. There wasn't enough space to curve properly, so I just went diagonal to create some more space for me to curve. But yeah, basically I just kind of followed some approximate rules on making these curves. I try to keep a 1 block gap between the rail and the wall. So I go 2 or 3 blocks diagonally, as you can see. I guess it was mentally exhausting, but well, lesson learned. Despite all this though, one nice thing about using the tunnel creator is that with these areas here where there is indeed some land and we're going partly underwater, there is less water to clear if I build the roof of the tunnel first, as you can see, because it blocks everything off, and then I just clear that area underneath and there you go. No water to clear out, or less. But yeah, as you can see, the building here is quite haphazard in terms of ordering. Sometimes I decide to build the outline first, and other times I decide to build up the walls and then the ceiling. It just depends on what I feel. I try to prioritize the roofs over that sandy area though, so that I can clear up as much water as I can before I have to use my sponges. But yeah, in the area when I go slightly under the sand and there's no visibility to the outside ocean, I replace the glass with some stone bricks, as you can see on the left hand side there, to save on some glass. But yeah, about clearing out the water, I got very annoyed when using the vanilla sponges because they were quite limited in distance. I believe it's 7 blocks from looking at the wiki. So I ended up installing a mod called Extra Sponges, which, as you might guess, adds more tiers of sponges. It's similar to the Iron Chest mod where the higher you go, the more water it will absorb. But yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't think of this sooner, given that this is a modpack but reducing grind. Oh well, at least I noticed that it was starting to get annoying sooner than later. But yeah, about clearing the water, you just can't go in and place a bunch of sponges everywhere, even with the diamond ones that you saw before. I had to segment off the area into a couple of segments, or else the water above and surrounding the area will just continue to fill in, similar mechanism to the infinite water source thing, and it will just replace all the water as if nothing happened. So that's why it is a bit tricky and very annoying with the vanilla sponges with such limited distance. But anyway, most of the pain is over, at least for now. We made it to the underground of an island, so there's no more water here. And here is where I used the tunnel creator to make that curve that I was talking about before to go horizontal in front of the raid farm. I decided to just leave this tunnel undecorated because there's already way too much time spent. I just add torches along the whole tunnel, by the way, some in the middle and some on the sides on the walls there on the 4th block from the floor. But yeah, here we go underground one more time. Fortunately, it's quite short over here, and you can see that with actual guidance from the tunnel creator, there is still some walls left behind there. So for some of the bits, I didn't have to guess the curves there. I just had to extend the walls that were already there to full height of 5 blocks over here. Well, 4 if you get rid of the ceiling. And to help transition that awkward cutoff there, I added, one outside layer of stone bricks as well as some stairs there to make it a bit smoother. And now finally, we are here underneath the raid farm. I also have a water stream over there so I can get out, as well as a hole in the floor so that it doesn't spill all over the place. Oh, also, this whole time I completely forgot to talk about why I wanted to build this underwater. I think it just looks cooler having an opportunity to have an underwater tunnel like that instead of a above ground bridge. I also think that it may be easier to spawn proof without making it look bad. I don't know if that's actually true, but yeah, we'll see in a bit. Because I don't think any of that could be spawnable area, so we're gonna have to spawn proof the whole thing. That's why ENX04 asks us to build it in an ocean in the first place. The raid farm, that is. I guess because I also thought it was nice with the Stronghold station right there underwater as well. But anyway, over here I am building the other box for the rails nearby the Stronghold station. I actually made it 5 blocks tall in this case and 5 blocks wide on, well, besides the rail nodes. So there's actually enough space for the tunnel creator to not destroy the whole box. So we don't actually destroy the rail nodes, which is nice, so I don't have to replace them afterwards. Yeah, here's the satisfying bit of the tunnel creator making the hole. But yeah, speaking of the water, because I insist on making it flat until we reach the surface again on the other side, there are some parts that are underground and some parts that are underwater where I need to build some more bridges. Alright, so that is how we got here. Quite a long way. I don't think the replay mod shows properly how far this is. But here is the raid farm for reference, and those are the iron mountains all the way in the distance. And you can see on the minimap as well, it's quite a long underground tunnel. For reference, this is the distance what we're covering now, and here is the distance from the Iron Savannah to the Jungle Islands interchange station and back to base other side. But well, slowly but surely we'll get there. For now, let's take a break from the tunnels and work on the station itself. So we need these areas to be spawn proofed so that the raid mobs don't spawn in this area. I think so anyway. So we have some stained glass over here on top of the platform blocks. I'm not sure if these are solid blocks, but I just want to do that to make sure. It doesn't actually matter what height the platforms are at. It will still open the train doors. And over here we have some bottom jungle slabs to prevent mobs from spawning as well. And we have some additional carpet on top of these logs to prevent mobs from spawning as well. But overall, I'm trying to replicate a similar design to the underground of the raid farm. But yeah, I thought this area looked a bit awkward with just a flat wall, so I'm indenting this a bit to add some more decorations and depth. I will go ahead and use a similar wall as it was there as well. Ooh, I actually kind of like having these deep slate tile pillars over here. Adds a little bit of structure to the build. And perhaps I should consider making it symmetrical, like so. Did I not tell you this was even? Because 20 blocks, right? That's a standard length. And we can also add some quote-unquote hidden lighting like that. There you go. I think the ceiling would have a random amount of stone as well as some glowstone. There you go. And then we will take some leaves and put it all over the area. And like in base other side, have some random hanging glass panes over here just to add some decoration. There you go. Hopefully this is lit enough. I mean, it doesn't really matter because all of this space is not spawnable anyway. Okay, time to do this for the other side. And there you go. There's the other side copied. And I also added some cobblestone slabs up here with some stairs to make it look a little less awkward and raw up there. And added some lighting along the way. Okay, so after that clip, I went ahead and finished the rest of the bottom part of the station, creating this underground area here so you could actually cross all the way over here, as well as go up these escalators to go back to the main concourse. However, this is definitely not the best solution for this area because, yeah, first of all, I don't like the leaves down here. And the other thing is that it creates this really long escalators upstairs and this awkward bit over here where we lead on to the underground area here. But yeah, this is what happens when I don't follow my own advice of following design thinking, which in this case was to first explore a bunch of different options on how we could make a path from this area to up there, instead of just going with the one that just first comes to mind. So because we are trying to get to the surface, it would be a better idea if we had these escalators come up instead and have it a bridge over the tracks instead of underneath the tracks. Also to put in some nice glass as well, I think. But yeah, besides that, this design has its own merits as well. Like for example, this more open area by having the escalators go downwards. But I think I'm still going to tear it out for that better option, I think. Alright, so I got started by clearing out the area up above over here. But yeah, we're just going to have the escalator come out and over this the tracks. So yeah, let me just build the escalators with you once. So we need to have this temporary staircase thing and just place it, well, I guess on the left side. And just place the escalator, I keep mixing it up, escalator blocks up here on top of those temporary stairs and it'll form. We typically do a left-hand drive convention in this world, so this should be going down and that's basically it. Let me just get in here and get rid of these. But yeah, I just lined the floor with some cobbled deep slate slabs. Alright, so I went ahead and continued on with the build with this slope over here, the cobblestone stairs between the platforms and the top area here that we're going to come across. Speaking of, here's the bridge. It is made with some stained glass slabs from the Minecraft Trans Railway mod, as well as some white stained glass underneath there so you could see right through to the trains. I also cleared out this area and replaced the walls and ceiling with stone. Previously it was mixed in with some dirt and we had some sand falling in as well as some water. That was quite painful, but thankfully it's now all done. And we have some jungle logs over here as the frame. Now I'll replicate what I did down below, which is just to have some random stairs and these cobblestone walls, as well as placing some torches on top of these cobblestone walls to provide some light to the walls. Try to spread them out as evenly as possible, like this. And I also ensure that this bottom area on top of the jungle logs is completely filled so we don't have any mobs spawning. And I think with this area done, we can turn on the escalators once again. I turned them off because they were quite annoying when I am trying to build these slopes. But yeah, just simple right click with the MTR brush and it'll cycle through the up, down, as well as the stop states. But yeah, I feel like there isn't enough greenery in the area, so I'll add just a bit over here. Okay, I think I can call this intermediate area done. I think I can probably put some more things over here, but I think I'll just leave it as is. And next up is the question of how in the world we're going to get to that underground area there. So over there is roughly our target of where we want to be. We could build underground tunnels this way and come in sideways, or we could also go sideways first and then go straight to the target. If you look on the map, there is no good option because both ways we're gonna come across some water. So over ground, you see that if we went to the left and then straight, we end up hitting this rocky thing over here, which I kind of want to keep. I think it looks quite nice for the boats here. So I think I'm just gonna attack it from this side over here. Alright, so I dug up the tunnel all the way until here, but before I go in this direction, I think it's a nice idea to lower down the basement of this place. So instead of having another set of stairs that goes down, we just directly go to the right level and no need any more stairs in this area. Because yeah, I don't want to hit the water and deal with all that water nonsense once again. So that means we gotta tear out this floor. Alright, so I just made this a little bit deeper at the exact same level as the tunnel we were working on before. So let's get back to the tunnel and continue digging into here. I think it does look a lot more atmospheric down there with that higher ceiling. And sometime later, I completed a tunnel, decorating the ceiling with some jungle leaves, trying to hide this dirt. Also raised it up a bit higher because it felt very low before. And replacing the edges with stone here so it doesn't look too bad. And we have this standard abstract pattern that I've been using a couple of times, this time with some deep slate house slabs. We also have some lanterns in the ceiling as well as on the floor just for decoration. Oh, and of course, how can I forget? All of this needs to be spawn proof. So we're going to have to place all of the missing spots with some of these carpets. And I'll also have to fix up these carpets down here that were washed away by the water. And I added some greenery above this area where I plan to place some MTR signs and just continue on the jungle slabs. Speaking of, we probably should start doing the MTR stuff now. First up, let's put up the sign for the station name. And then we're going to have our ticket bearers over here, 2 entrances and 2 exits, like so. A little bit of a trapdoor over here, if I can place it. No? Oh, there you go. Actually, maybe it's a bit better if we just have pressure plate on both sides. And add a bit of this so you could actually not jump over it. Add a sign that says this is staff only. And I think we can place some signs over here, the MTR ones. This one being an entrance to the trains. There you go. And this one being no entry. There you go. I think I prefer the longer form one here. And on this side, I want to define an exit, but we don't have the station yet, so we'll draw it in over here. So add station, draw a big box covering the platform stuff as well as the station area. Call this the raid farm station. And this way I can come into here and add a station exit, let's say A1. And of course the exit destination here is just going to be called the raid farm. And this way I can come to here, add an exit that says raid farm, like so. Or I guess we could just call it A, don't need the A1 there. Over here we can add a sign to indicate where the passenger should go next, which is this way. So to the right are some more trains, and straight ahead is the exit. And we'll do something similar over here. To the left is the exit. Oh, that's going to bother people, is it? That's going to be consistent. I guess we can do this to be centered. And straightforward are the trains. I think over here I can place the big sign. Oh gosh, that's not centered, is it? Like so. There you go. That's the odd version. You can't go in the right side, and on the left side we have the trains. Specifically, oh boy. We got to name these platforms first. So I think we're just going to have the other one go 2. So this will be platform 2. We'll have the thing appear later, the line. And then over here we have it similarly. So can't go on that escalator. You can go down though towards the first platform. I'm also placing some railway sign poles here so they can hang from the ceiling. You need to place these on top of railway signs or other railway sign poles. That's why I can't place them initially. I have to place a railway sign first. Oh, that is a problem. I didn't realize that you can't go down. I guess we can do this. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to break the signs because there's a bug in this version where it doesn't drop, and I'm going to have to craft all of that all over again with a ton of signs. So I really don't want to do that. All right, and down here, we're just going to have some exit signs. So go up for the exit. And I can't enter on the right side. And I'm just going to duplicate the text above. Well, yeah, just have the sign of the platform there. And similarly on this end. There you go. And the platform like so. And I think it'll be nice over here. We have the MTR logo and the station name like so. So you know what station we're getting off of. Similarly on the other side. And I'll just add some more signs here to indicate that the exit is on the left before someone asks me to add more signs for more clear navigation. You know who you are if you're watching. Okay, there you go. And last but not least, I think I can clean up this floor over here. It looks a bit bland with the stone and this granite and diorite is not cutting it. And I'm just going to use some cobblestone to match the ceiling and to contrast the dark colors we already have on the walls over here. There you go, looking a lot better, I think. And because I think this area is supposed to be spawn proof, I don't know if that's true, but I think it's a fun idea regardless. I will flood this area out with some water and protecting the rail nodes with some cobblestone slabs here. So you could imagine just the wheels going through the water splashing around. I think it's a pretty cool image in my head. Wait, I thought slabs covered water? No? Maybe this is just waterlogged? Oh, I see. So this part just can't be waterlogged. I mean, sorry, it just means that you can't have a water source in the corners or otherwise it will just come and fill that up just like an infinite water source would work. Look at that. It's also a bit awkward on the rail nodes. Well, they're destroyed now because of the water before, but I'll fix them later. But I think it does add a bit of color, nice color, the blue to contrast with the browns and the greens. And I guess the whites here as well. And it's a nice warm ocean color, you know? This is my favorite out of all the other ocean colors. Okay, I'll just quickly flood this out because it's not the most interesting footage and I'll be right back. Alright, so here is the second part of the underwater tunnels. We are going a straight direction in this case instead of curved, so that makes it a bit easier. However, we are going a very long distance, so it still takes quite a while. Especially when there is nothing to build off, as you can see over here. It's just the open water. I have to make the walls, the floor, and the ceiling instead of just the ceiling in some cases before, which is way quicker. And yeah, I did switch to deep slate and after just some tuff for the station floor because I ran out of stock for the stone, which is crazy to me because I think we had like 7,000-ish when we started off this whole video. I don't know how we ran out that fast, but I guess it is what it is. So we're gonna have to be a bit more flexible here with the block palette. But anyway, I think the deep slate works quite well here because I think this is the deep ocean area. That's why the floor is way lower and we have floating tunnels. So, you know, you could imagine more worn down tunnels. But yeah, I just continued building until we reach the end here where I am planning to go up to the surface next, but that is for next time. Alright, once the tunnel building is finished, we need to connect these rail nodes as well as clear out all of this water. So yeah, I just made a temporary little box over here for the water. Some water channels here to prevent them from spilling over the rail nodes here. Now we could clear this out with sponges, but I'm pretty sure that there is a better way using these tunnel craters. In this case, a height of 4 is what we want and a width of 5 because I did go 1 block lower here to save a bit of blocks with the height. And since the completely filled tunnels are the water areas, like the ones that are just in the ocean, right? This should clear out all of the water. because the areas that are 5 blocks tall are the ones that are inside of these hills, and they shouldn't have too many source blocks. So hopefully this will clear most of it out. This would be such a lifesaver if it actually works. Because as you saw before, well, at least a bit of it, it is extremely painful to clear out all of this with some sponges. I also made a world backup just in case I mess this up because I can't undo this. It would be really, really bad to lose all of this progress. Okay, we are down at the station. Let's go over here and select this side, I believe. Let me just double check that with the rail connector. Yep, there you go. All right, let's give it a try. Oh, look at this. Okay, hopefully I can fly to witness it. It's still at 30%. I'm surprised. I guess this is a really long tunnel after all. Let's take a look at it go. Yeah, I shouldn't have placed these torches up before we finish this, but so far so good. Look at that. That's most of it done. There's going to be a lot of mobs here. Okay, I would call that reasonably successful. It'll be a lot easier to fly through with a elytra like this once we clear out all of the water. Yep, this is all done, and now we have a mob farm in our hands. Yeah, lighting this up is not going to be the most fun thing ever. And there you go. There is a tunnel lit up and clear of water. And now we go to the station and actually do some building. All right, let's pop in our potion of water breathing and get to work, shall we? So first thing I think I will do is make the platforms. So these go just above here. Oh boy, do not destroy the rail nodes. Barely. We definitely need to destroy some of this stone, but before we do that, let's actually get some guards up so we don't destroy the rail nodes. But yeah, we're going to be very limited in palette here because of the number of blocks that I have left. But yeah, I do want to keep it gray anyways because we are in the middle of an ocean and it's supposed to be with a stronghold. Alright, and I think for the walls, I'm just going to go with some cobblestone. I think I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap on the back wall here so I can add some depth if I want to. Alright, you can't really see it that well here, but we just have a cobblestone wall as well as a tough ceiling and floor. So this is going to go on the other side. And there you have it. I added some windows over here as well as an MTR logo and the station sign to come after this. I also added some lights so you could actually start seeing some things. Okay, next up is the escalators down here. So yeah, this time we do want to go down because the Stronghold Ladder is down there. That's why I have all of these waypoints up so you can see this one. But yeah, I'm just going to build a temporary staircase until we have enough clearance up above for an underwater tunnel. Okay, let's see if you could place these underwater. Yep, you can. But yeah, 2 blocks of clearance on the bottom and then 2 more at the top, like so. Hey, it forms. And then we can have some stairs down the middle. And I think for the floor, we're also going to go with some tuff. Make it like 3 blocks wide or something. And then do the same thing over here. And for the walls, I think I'm just going to replicate the cobblestone we already have. And I think for the ceiling, I'm just going to follow the escalator to make sure that we have enough clearance. Here you can add some cobblestone through the middle to make it a bit more interesting. Alright, I've added some light in as you can see, and some windows at the tunnel. And I think I'll just continue this onto the Stronghold Ladder. A bit simple, I know, but I think it's fine for the place we are making, which is a stronghold. And the tunnel we have to make is also a bit long. Alright, and that is the tunnel done to the Stronghold Ladder. So all there's left to do is to dry this up. Let's see how many trips to the nether it takes. Alright, let's do the first segment here. Oh, pretty nice. There you go, completely dried the room. So now let's go over this way. All right, let's do it again. Okay, this time I didn't get everything. All right, and now this segment. Place it somewhere closer to the middle this time. Let's come to this side. All right, and that is the platform lit up and cleared up. Let's see if the regular sponge can get rid of this water in one go. Mostly. Okay. Look at the diamond sponge. It got all the way over there. That's amazing. Alright, time to go to the nether to clean this up. Fortunately, it's right here. And by the way, with this portal, there is a bastion over here. And maybe something I take advantage of in the future. Alright, and that's the whole thing basically dried up. I think I might want to keep some water over here because I do want to keep the original state, you know, of the ladder. Can't believe that this is actually the thing that leads up to the stronghold. Alright, so that is basically the station done. Time to set it up in the dashboard, shall we? So we're going to draw a big box around here. Call this the Stronghold Ladder. And now I can start to place the station names. Just barely fits there. And then we're going to be placing some signs over here for the line name. An exit sign because you know who. And then we're going to get these 7 wide signs. Have them the odd orientation, so they should go here. So this would go to the exit. I guess in the future boats as well, but we'll have that next time. Okay, and down here, I don't know if there's enough headspace, but we'll give it a try. I think there is. Yeah, should be good. Got the exit to the left. And I forgot to name these again. So this would be our second platform. And this would be our first platform. But yeah, this is a bit of a minor station, I guess. So we're just going to have 2 ticket barriers. One for entrance and one for exit. Oh, that's not the right way. One for exit and one for entrance. And as per usual, our patented iron trap door for the staff entrance. I think we're going to have a 5 wide sign over here. Oh, don't forget the pressure plates as well. Add the station exit over here. This would be the stronghold itself. And we can add it to the side. And on the other side, we have the entrance for the trains. Oh, and we should have our station name probably somewhere. We don't have space, so I guess we could put it on the walls. Or I guess I can also do something like this, but yeah, I guess that looks alright. And I'm pretty sure that's all the signage done, so we just need to set up the routes. Oh, and I guess I could add some route signs as well, so we know what the next stations are. And last but not least, we need a turn back rail, but this time we're going to use something different. I'll call this the Jonathan signature. He's been using this a couple of times in his videos. I guess it's definitely more convenient. But okay, let's now modify the routes. So S1 goes to the left. So from the Jungle Islands interchange, we are going to go to the raid farm. Oh yeah, I do need to update the platform numbers because those got destroyed. And then it will go to the Stronghold Ladder. And I'm just going to have to edit the custom destination here to have do not board. And now for eastbound, we're going to go the other way. So first from here and then to the raid farm. And that's basically it. Just have to move this up. Okay, let's just rename this to platform 2 so we can differentiate it. And the signs should update, maybe. There we go, to base other side. And this one doesn't have a destination yet because it is the last stop. Explorer's line on these signs. There you go. And over here I can place the sign. This is for platform 2 to base other side. Oh, look at that. 5 stations. It's starting to grow. And this one doesn't have anything yet. Oh, and how can I forget? We should have some PIDs in the area. There you go. And then shall we refresh everything then? And we should have start. Yep. Okay, I can't. My words are not coming out of my mouth. Yeah, we should start to see some arrivals. But yeah, oh my. That would be the last time I would have to elytra to the area, probably. Oh, I don't want to do that again. Oh, while waiting, we should probably pay for our ride. You could also see the tunnel from here. That's actually kind of nice. And I drowned. All right, here's a train coming to the other side. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I had a feeling this would happen. Let's fix up the track, shall we? By having a one-way rail, so it is definitely clear which way this should go. I should probably get rid of the turn-back rail at the Jungle Islands interchange. It may be causing the problems. Oh, of course this would cause problems. It would definitely go the completely wrong way, because this would reverse it, right? Now I'm pretty sure I would wait a lot less. Okay, let's refresh path and try all over again. 4 minutes, not bad. All right, here comes the train. Okay, let's give it a ride towards the raid farm station. Oh, it's going to be exciting zooming through the tunnels. Alright, smooth incline, I like that. Or decline. Man, all of that just just done in a snap. Look at that. Feels crazy to think about. Okay, and here is the raid farm station. And before going to the Stronghold Ladder, let me just finish up the stuff here, like the sign and the platform. There you go. And finally, the route sign. Feels pretty satisfying to actually have, a concrete thing on the map. And the PIDs, which I am just going to place about here. Like that. There you go. Let's wait for this one and head towards the really long tunnel to the Stronghold Ladder. Oop, there's a train from the other side. Oh, too many other side jokes. But yeah, look at that. The train going through the water. You can imagine that splashing around. We obviously don't see that here, but that would be so cool if that's in. All right, here comes the train. All right, let's head to the Stronghold Ladder, shall we? Can we see the... Yeah, okay. Oh, that destination just smashed into that little area on the top left corner there. All right, let's enjoy the ride. Pretty cool, seeing through the ocean. Oh, by the way, there's this prismarine structure here. It's like a desert temple from repurposed structures, but underwater. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, I think that's a reasonable duration. Pretty nice. And then we exit off here. We go down here and exit down all the way over here. Yeah, I didn't intend to get off Jungle Interchange, but well, different plans because of the train issues. But yeah, overall, that was a pretty long journey from the Jungle Islands Interchange to the raid farm and finally to the Stronghold Ladder. I'm not sure if I'll ever do an underwater tunnel like this again. That is a ton of effort, but it's pretty satisfying in the end. But yeah, next time will probably be a boat system to the desert where I mined some sand for some glass, as well as finishing the tunnel up to the surface. But that is for next time. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a good rest of your day, and as always, God bless.